Okay, so I'm Beck Lane, and this is Catalyst and Company. Catalyst and Company, where we're catalysts in each other's lives as well as our own, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not feeling like much of a catalyst. This week, we had Hurricane Milton come through Sarasota, and Hurricane Milton was supposed to essentially wipe out large sections of Sarasota, including the one I live in. It did not happen. Milton did come through. We had 120 mile an hour winds. At one point, we were told to expect 180 mile an hour winds. And then the last thing I heard before all power and everything went out was 140. We ended up with 120 mile an hour winds, which is still not insignificant. We were supposed to be under 12 feet of water. That did not happen. At my space, where normally, when I say I'm making a video in the cave, I'm in my bedroom, the garage bedroom. I did get 3 feet in, muck and water and debris. The garage door blew up, I guess, and stuff flew in. Honestly, that's about it. And there's a couple of leaks. There's a couple of leaks in the roof, but that's it. However, four doors up in my neighborhood, my neighbor had 4 feet of water. So their entire house or most of their house is sitting out front, as well as other neighbors' houses as well. They're gone. They're boarded up and emptied. Siesta Key is an absolute destructed nightmare. It's bad. Anna Maria, or what is it, Anna Maria? I don't know. I don't go anywhere. So some of the other keys are really a mess. They're really just a mess. But here at the studio in downtown Sarasota, there's really nothing that happened in this area, nothing huge. People are without power. People have spotty Wi-Fi. I know I haven't had Wi-Fi, big deal. My phone service has been very limited. I'm usually down to 1 or no bars, big deal. We didn't lose everything, so I can't be upset. But Milton came literally 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene, which was a little bit, it was more destructive, especially to the Keys. It took out homes and things. Milton did a lot of damage as well, but I think Helene was a shocker. So I've been here at the studio all day. It is Saturday, October something or other, I can't remember. It is Saturday, October 12th, and I've been in and out of the studio all day long, trying to get something done, trying to get work hung up, and there are fruit flies everywhere. I don't know where they came from. There's like fruit flies absolutely everywhere. Stop it. In my coffee. So I'm driving around town and I'm talking to people and I'm going into little businesses and visiting friends because I'm not getting anything done. And there just seems to be a feeling of shock and futility because this is the second hurricane in a row. So really in 2 weeks, it's a lot. I hadn't cried or gotten upset. I have nothing to be upset about. No internet. Oh, whoop-de-doo. No cell service. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Or limited cell service. Whoop-de-doo. I still have a place to live. My artwork was not damaged. I have cried twice since this happened the other day, since the storm. Today I went to visit my friends Greg Cruz and Catherine Bryant at Streets of Paradise, where they serve the homeless community or and anyone in need. They house people. They give free showers. They feed people, and they had made a post saying, if you need respite, if you need a break, come see us at Streets of Paradise. So I went and I dropped off some items, some razors, shaving razors, and other items. I pulled up and I saw Kathy Bryant, and I just started to cry. And I was hugging her, and I'm just bawling my eyes out. And she started crying too. I said, Kathy, I have zero reason to cry. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong at my house. And she said, Beck, this has been a lot. This is a lot. And so I was visiting my friends Teeny and Paul at Brooklyn Boutique on South Pineapple up the street. I love these guys so much. And I started getting weepy with them, and they were getting a little weepy, and I told them about Kathy, and that this is a lot. And Teeny said, that's exactly it. It's just a lot. None of us have anything to be sad about in my little group. It's just a lot. So that was the second time I had cried, was with Kathy. And the first time was when I came down a couple nights ago. I had left my friend's condo, and he dropped me at the house, my stuff at the house, at my rental. I checked everything out. I didn't realize there was water and mud in my bedroom at that moment. I don't know why. And I just did not want to be there regardless. There was a smell in the house, but I didn't recognize it, and I just didn't want to be there. So I got on my scooter. We had no traffic lights. People were driving like morons, screaming through intersections and just like me, being deeply discourteous. So I thought, I'll ride around the neighborhood and I'll charge my phone. And then I kept driving around the neighborhood and charging my phone. And then I kept driving around and charging my phone. And then finally I was like, maybe I'll drive up a little bit further, and then a little bit further. Oh my God, the cutest puppy is walking by the window right now. I want to go pinch his butt. Anyway, I kept driving, and eventually I found myself here at the studio because I just could not settle. So I let myself in, and I came, I checked out the walls. There were no watermarks. I went to the closet. It's over there, where I had everything stored. Opened it up. Nothing was damaged. And I had to find one painting and make sure that she was okay before my heart would settle. And that painting is Queen. Whoops, right there, Queen. So I pulled her out of worry. A little cute dog again, another one. Anyway, I pulled her out of worry. I started pulling things out and setting some things up. I was afraid to take her down, but I took her down. And as soon as I saw her face, I just started to weep. I really started to cry. I've done a lot of work. I've made so much crap. I've made so many paintings. And there's a couple that I feel very strongly about. And this one, all I could think was if something happened to Queen, I'm not sure I could ever get over it. And it's so weird because, as we know, I produce a lot of work, like a lot of artists. I just produce a lot of work. And I say to people, ugh, I can just make more. And I say it very cavalierly. I joke about, I can just make more. But I feel very strongly about the act of painting. And what a miracle that painting exists at all. What an absolute miracle that painting exists at all. You think about the alchemy of the chemicals and the elements that had to be combined to create not just today's paint, but paint from 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. How humankind recognized this need in itself to paint. It's a miracle. I'm not sure I can put it into words. It is something that exists out of thin air and the imagination of people from thousands of years ago. And I am the beneficiary of someone else's imagination. I am also the beneficiary of the imagination of painters and alchemists and chemists and designers from the industrial age. Without the industrial age, we would not have cadmium colors. We would not have these incredibly vibrant colors that someone like me gets to work with today. It is nothing short of a miracle. And because of these people over thousands of years, I have a purpose. I have a life's purpose. Without their vision, without hundreds, thousands of people investing in developing paint and painting and art, even the idea of art, I would have no reason to exist. And this is what I was thinking about when I was looking at Queen. I keep looking at her face and the expression. And to me, it says more than just pride and ownership. It's, she says human ingenuity as well. Or at least she did the other day to me. She is a recognition of humanity in people, in all people, and determination, and solid ownership of self and ideas. To me, she feels like she could orchestrate life. And so with all that in mind, I hung her back up in this little studio in downtown Sarasota and cried my eyes out with the security guard sitting outside watching. And when I think about that, I think about the power of the power of art. And it is not just the power of one image. It is the entirety of art and what it means to be an artist. And the culmination of efforts that have gotten, that have gotten us to this point, to our point. I have such a reverence for painting, the act of painting, and it's not something I discuss a lot, but I revere painting, the act of painting. And so that is one of the elements in the work that I do. It's extraordinary that this exists, period. It is inconceivable to me. How and why? And so I don't treat it like a craft. I don't treat it like something I could take or leave. It is with deference and reference. No, deference and something. Deference and reverence, deference and reverence that I paint. And it is a homage to the art, an homage to the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people who have stepped on the path to becoming painters before me. It is a homage to excellence in painting and the people, the artists that have made me want to be better and not just be average, because they have seen the honor in what we do. God, this is gonna make me cry again. All right, so I'm gonna try and get myself motivated and get the artwork hung up. I think this is a good spot to say ciao. I'm Beck Lane. My house is still standing. The studio is still standing. I'm just weepy and feeling futile and a little confused about the events of the past couple weeks, the 2 hurricanes. Anywho, Beck Lane. Ciao. Ciao. Meow, meow, boink.